How was your New Year? I hope it was good and all of you had fun. But Manipur did not, and for obvious reasons. The year has changed, but the conditions in Manipur have not. And unless the centre, which never stops talking about how great it has been for the Northeast, realizes that we have a problem at hand, I have real doubts that 2024 will be a great year either for all of Northeast. Some of you may say that I am being pessimistic, but trust me, I have my reasons. The thing is, every state, from Arunachal Pradesh to Assam to Tripura, believes its culture and traditions are under threat, and whether they are right or not is not for me to answer. And the reason? Yep, you guessed it, illegal immigration. But what happens when everyone knows about a problem and no one has a solution? Manipur happens. Now I admit, this is not the first time that we have talked about this problem. We said the same in June and more recently 2 episodes ago when we talked about how Assam can turn into Manipur 2.0, an episode you guys liked. Click in the link in the description if you wish to see that episode first, and for a better understanding, we would suggest you to watch this episode first and then come here. Pursuing for months.
The village of Assam
in the 75th Independence Day.
Let me first start with a question. Do you think the NRC process in Assam was a success? Now, the answer should be simply yes or no. But when has anything in the Northeast been so simple? One of the more lasting images across the country was the No CAA No NRC posters that dotted protests against in the aftermath of the CAB turning into CAA. The Northeast, however, believed differently and still does. You see, Assam opposed CAA but not the NRC. In fact, and this might come as a surprise to some of you, there were many Bengali-speaking Muslims who were looking forward to the NRC because they thought their troubles would be over for once and for all, and they would not be called Bangladeshi Miyas again. And to be honest, no one wants to be called an infiltrator or illegal or unwanted, etc., etc. The problem, however, is that even the party that wanted NRC the most is now not happy with the results, which essentially means we are back to square one. But that has not stopped other states from demanding NRC, right? Take Nagaland for example. Stories from 2019, 2021 and 2023 show that this demand has backing and has been repeated time and again. Did you know that in the aftermath of the CAA, the Mizoram government led by the Mojo National Fund enacted an NRC-like regulation that sought the union government's nod to detect foreigners and curb infiltration into the northeastern state bordering Myanmar and Bangladesh. 3 months later, however, the Myanmar coup happened and the rest, as we know, is living history. What is common between Nagaland, Mizoram, Manipur and Arunachal Pradesh? Love for pork? Yes. But apart all these, states have the inner line permit. But it would not be an exaggeration to say that no matter which of these states you visit, most people will accept that the inner line permit has not really helped curb the illegal immigration. And here is why. Manipur was the latest state to get the inner line permit, but it has clearly not helped the state in the way it was supposed to. When states have ILP, they want NRC. When states have no ILP, they want ILP. Do we really need more laws, or do we need a better implementation of the said laws? I would like to believe that the second one is more agreeable. We can have 5,000 laws, but what is the point if none works? Plus, there is a big problem with thinking that ILP will really protect the Northeast from illegal immigration. When it comes to the Northeast, there is one state, Assam on one side and pretty much the rest of the Northeast on the other side. And no, calm down, we are not dividing the Northeast. Dividing the Northeast would indicate that it is united, and united it is not. But let us get back to Assam. With a population of well over 3 crore, Assam dwarfs other northeastern states which barely collectively reach 1 crore in comparison. In size too, barring Arunachal Pradesh, Assam is much larger than other states. Now, whether it is Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya or even Arunachal, When locals talk about illegal immigration, they almost always refer to the people who have come from Assam. Why do I say so? Let me explain. Take Nagaland for example once again. Let us say someone, say a Bengali Muslim, comes to work in Dimapur and applies for an ILP. What are the documents they will show in support? An Aadhaar card, for example. Which state will it be from? Yes, Assam. While Mizoram and Meghalaya also share extensive borders with Bangladesh, it does not take a rocket scientist to configure that Assam is the biggest source of illegal immigration. There is absolutely no way that Nagaland, Mizoram and even Arunachal can kick out illegal infiltrators without sending them back to Assam first. And what plan does Assam have for such people? Foreigners tribunals? We already discussed how ineffective they have been in our previous videos. And what about Arunachal? How are Arunachal political leaders and student representatives talking about removing Chakma people when our own central government settled them there? How can people settled by the central government become illegal or not have equal rights to other residents in the state? And yes, some of you might ask, what about Tripura? The BJP loves to talk about how illegal immigration is damaging all of the Northeast and chooses to never talk the same way when it comes to Tripura. In fact, India sees Bangladesh playing a huge role in improving connectivity between Tripura and the rest of the country. We are very close to the completion of railway lines between the two countries. On one hand, we complain about illegal immigration, but we are also more happy to improve connectivity with Bangladesh. Now, I'm not saying we should not have better relations with our neighbors, but how is it that we are so happy to open borders in Tripura while also talking about fencing the Tripura-Bangladesh border and yet complain in Assam about illegal immigration? And remember, the threat of demographic change in other states is good enough for the BJP to milk in other states. But in Tripura, where the indigenous population actually became a minority, it is not a concern. In recent weeks, Manipur CM N. Biren Singh has advocated for ending the free movement regime between India and Myanmar. The Manipur Chief Minister, given what has happened in his state and how absolutely ineffective his leadership has been in bringing peace to his state, this seems like a reasonable demand. No sooner was the demand made that political representatives from both Nagaland and Mizoram opposed the same. In Nagaland, the Rising People's Party said the government of India's announcement to end the free movement regime should serve as a wake-up call for the Naga people, and the NDPP BJP coalition government should strongly oppose the proposed scrapping of the FMR. Not to be left behind, the Zo Reunification Organization, or Zoro, expressed its vehement opposition to the Indian government's proposed plan to abolish the free movement regime and install a border fence along the Indo-Myanmar border. Zoro said such a move would result in the division of the Zo people residing in both India and Myanmar, necessitating passports and visas for their cross-border interactions. It also highlighted that the proposed action contradicts Article 36 of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples 2007, a declaration to which India is a signatory. This is the year that we will witness the Lok Sabha elections. We are standing at one of the most critical moments in our history. One state has been bleeding for months and the other states have all the conditions necessary to bleed. All talks about long-term peace, growth, investments and taking the Northeast into the modern era are useless unless we address the biggest issue in the Northeast, illegal immigration. But for now, it seems the political gains from continuing to let this fire burn seem far too tempting. After all, it is not as if the politicians will pay the price.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.